Before diving into the wild world of solo leveling, make sure to subscribe and hit that like button. Now, have you ever wondered if all those shiny S-rank titles really mean someone is a hero? Turns out some S-rank hunters shine less bright than you'd expect. This fantasy universe filled with powerful hunters places the best at the top. S-rank challenge. These hunters, including some Jinmu, are supposed to be the top tier warriors. But surprisingly, some of them are more disappointments than defenders, thanks to shallow writing or poor screen presence. Let's start with Eun Sok, who made a tragic debut and exit early on. Killed by ant monsters during the initial Jeju Island raid. Eun Sok's death was almost comedic, like someone just forgot to bring his A game. His weak and forgettable role didn't do justice to South Korea's reputation for strong hunters. Next up is Jonas, Brazil's pride. Brazil's pride. Fans were excited to hear about his power, yet viewers only saw him in one tiny panel before he was taken out. It's a shame because he was a vessel of the rulers, and we were denied a proper fight scene that could have showcased his strength. Meanwhile, Mari Yoshida's story was cut short quickly, with her falling to the Ant King without revealing her true potential. Her character's silence and her failure to show her abilities made her one of the more forgettable Japanese S-rankers, leaving fans craving more. Then there's Kei, another Japanese S-ranker armed with impressive ice magic. Despite his powers, he couldn't stand against the Ant King and was defeated. To make matters worse, his magic was absorbed, making the monster even more formidable. Talk about a frosty reception. For earlier, this wasn't talking about probably whatever seem as this combat is that Goto Ryuji, Japan's top hunter, was supposed to be formidable, yet turned out to be a letdown. His arrogance was his only notable trait, and he was quickly beheaded by the Ant King, never showing us what he could really do. Just ahead on a pike, J Mills, the cocky Canadian, ignored the warning signs of the approaching monarch. His overconfidence was his undoing, and he was burned alive before even having a chance to fight. His biggest mistake, not realizing the monsters could read his mind. Yuri Orlov's story is a mix of greed and overconfidence. He attempted to scam an entire country with a giant barrier, but was undone when giants easily shattered his magic. His ego got a brutal reality check, with the giants devouring him instead. Finally, Hwang Dong-soo was a tale of revenge gone wrong. His obsession with vengeance led him to abandon his role, causing chaos and tension. Though powerful, his selfishness overshadowed his strength, turning him into a villain instead of a hero. It's like the hunters in solo leveling have the big guns, but forgot to load the ammo. Sometimes being strong isn't enough. You need good writing, memorable moments, and a bit of luck. Probably why we say even the strongest guys can fall flat on their faces. And hey, if you ever feel like being an S rank hunter, remember all it takes is a little magic, a lot of ego, and a surprisingly short shelf life. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time,